You are looking live here in beautiful Salt Lake City here at DNA HQ. On today's episode, we have the Utah Mammoth. Are they rumored to make a trade before the trade deadline?
With the University of Utah, let's talk about what their offense might look like as far as a depth chart.
ESPN says the Jazz are messing with the NBA integrity. All that and more. My name is Darren. That is AJ. And this is an episode of the DNA Sports Recap.
Roll the intro.
What is going on, AJ?
What's up, dude?
Man, what a way to start the show, huh? Oh, my goodness. Everything that could possibly go wrong tech-wise today, guys, went wrong. The camera went dead. The monitors went dead. Couldn't get our mics to work.
The laptop went dead.
Yes. Couldn't get the camera to line up. It was just it was great. It was great. Anyway, so we're square. So
We're here.
Appreciate your patience, guys. Thanks for tuning in and taking a gander at what we got going on here. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. Oh,
You got an issue there with your mic?
again,
The mic's had too much whiskey already.
everything that could go
Too much
wrong
apple juice.
is going wrong. So,
All
good.
right. Well, before we get into the content, folks, we always got to do the pre-show cheers. Cheers to you.
cheers to you guys.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, man. You want to talk a little bit about the Utah Mammoth to start things off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, and again, folks, if you're watching this on our live stream, please feel free to jump into the comments. This is a show for you guys to interact with us. If you comment on what we're talking about, we will respond to it. So be sure to jump in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, and obviously, AJ wants to know your favorite color,
I do.
as long as it's red.
I do.
We've got McKinley Cutler. Glad to see you up and running. Appreciate it. Thank you, McKinley.
Dude, is that a new... Did you see that banner? That is so much easier to read.
Yeah, look at the size of that thing.
That is awesome.
That is great.
Thank you.
It was nice and easy to throw that sucker up there, too. That's great.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, there's one good thing there. All right. Well, we wanted to get into it, folks. So first, we want to go ahead and talk a little bit about your Utah Mammoth. All right. So there's an article on clutch points. And now, no, this is not repeating what we talked about last week. There's actually another article about Mammoth trade rumors on clutch points. This one was a little bit more specific towards the active trade, the actual trade deadline. The headline reads as Mammoth rumors, Utah looking to make a big swing down the stretch.
Yeah.
With Utah holding down the top spot in the wild card over the Ducks and a 4-point lead over the team, over the teams looking into the wild card standings. The Mammoth are sitting pretty right now with about a third, a little bit more than a third, maybe less than a third of the season coming in. This article is stating that they might want to make kind of push their chips in the middle, as they say.
Yeah.
If you have a gambling problem, but
if only if you have a gambling problem.
Yeah. But anyway, the reason why we're bringing this up here is this one was actually, again, with the official trade deadline on the 6th. We know that there was a roster freeze before the Winter Olympics. By the way, shout out to the ladies hockey. By the way, U.S. lady hockey bringing them home the gold. Love to see it.
Crazy.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Olympics on this channel. We didn't do it for the Summer Olympics.
No, yeah, we didn't do it for the Summer Olympics, but Winter Olympics are at least some sports we cover. Oh, and then we can cover flag football.
Yeah, I still want to cover rugby. We got another comment here from McKinley Cutler. Cougar blue. That's right. Not your favorite color, but
Not
he
my
still
favorite
wants to
color.
know. He still wants
What's
to know.
really funny is the line on his name is Cougar Blue. It's like he made that up.
It's like, seriously. It's like almost
Yeah,
he did it
great
on purpose.
work, McKinley.
I like it. I like it. Anyway, so as we were talking about before, we did talk about this before the Olympic break when the rosters were freezing up. There was an article on Clutch Points about that one. There's another one that comes up they're talking about, again, about the deadline, but this time they go into a little bit more detail on this. Now with the official deadline being March 6th, according to Marco D'Amico, hopefully I'm saying that right. If I got it wrong, I apologize. On r.org, Utah's been in discussions for a top 6 forward and have been in talks recently to give their offense a boost.
Yeah.
What did you read this article? Did you get a chance to read this one?
I did. I think, yeah. As far as the top forward top six forward needing. That's particularly at center. That's kind of the position that they're needing to go. And really they're looking to get some replacement in the production from Logan Cooley, who's been injured.
Mm-hmm.
But like we mentioned last week, the Mammoth they're still winning games. They're still pushing through. They've played really well. They've been really, really strong defensively. Allowed just 157 goals, which is among some of the best teams in the West. So this team's been good. They do got trade capital, so they're in a good position if they want to make a move, they can. The question is do we think this is the best move for the team? Right?
Yeah. Well, they mentioned some potential targets in this article, right? They talked about Elias Peterson and Robert Thompson as potential options that they mentioned in the article. And obviously, going back to the last article, this article mentioned it as well. Nazim Kadri as a potential option. Now that I've learned that name, we better trade for the guy from the Flames there.
Absolutely.
Reported to be a target. So we covered this, and I want to revisit it because we have more rumors and we have a little bit more talk on this one. What's your overall take on this one? I mean, what do you think? Do you think the Mammoth make a trade before the 6th? Or do you put any faith in this particular rumor or this particular article? What's your takeaway on this one?
I'm not sure that I see them moving this direction as far as going and getting another center. Especially knowing that you have Logan Cooley back in, you're going to want to continue to see if, he can build on the great play that they've had recently. I think if the Mammoth need to do something, they probably need to go out and find a backup goalie. A little bit of goaltending depth could totally help. Carell, Veggie's been great though. He's been really good. He's tied for the lead in the league in wins, and tied for most games played. But the backup, Vitek Vanacek,
close enough.
Yep. 3-9-2 and 14 starts. So he's been really struggling. When Veggie's out of the net, we haven't played so well. So, the question is do we maybe want to look at getting some goaltending depth?
Yeah.
Because we want to continue to make the push and get as far as we can. So that's kind of my thought on it.
I like it. I think that's good. So instead of saying, this rumor's not great, you're pivoting into thinking it's going to be more about not necessarily they won't do a trade, but if they're going to do a trade, they should probably do something in the net.
Goaltending. Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. My take on this article is very simple, man. Of course, they're in discussions.
Yeah.
The front office isn't doing
crazy not to
their job if they're not in discussions.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think this team needs to make any huge risky additions. I mean, we already talked about it a couple weeks ago on one of our first weeks back about they were worried about Cooley disrupting the chemistry on the team.
Yeah.
So how is it going to be if a player who's never played with this team comes in and, on that top 6?
Begging for chemistry issues.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course they're going to be in something. I mean, I have no qualm with them doing something like you're talking about there, adding some peripheral depth like in the net or, maybe some back-end defensive help just in case we get another player go down, But, yeah, I think you nailed it, dude. If there is going to be any type of trade, you're right. I think it's got to be backup for Veggie, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be. I also kind of have one article I want to pick up. I have a bone to pick on this one. There is one thing that they mentioned in this article that kind of felt like a throw-in line, but it kind of hurt to my core a little bit as a fan of Utah sports. It says, giving Utah something to cheer about down the stretch. I'm sorry. Are we out of playoff?
That supposed to mean?
Are we out of playoff contention? Like, is the season over for this Utah team?
Yeah.
We're holding down the top wild card spot, and we're 4 points ahead of falling out of it.
Yeah.
So and they're playing very, very well.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we have anything to cheer about already?
Seem to be finding a pretty good rhythm as far as team chemistry and doing the things they need to do to just win.
Yeah. Coming back from behind a whole bunch, they're not really, slacking off and, just coming out to a huge lead. They're finding ways to win games.
Yeah.
In unique ways. I'm not saying a whole bunch of 5-1 blowouts. It's usually like a 5-4, or something like that. There was that one that I watched against, I believe it was, oh gosh, it's going to escape me now, but But yeah, I don't know, man. That line just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, man. I definitely like. Trust me, Utah hockey fans, the Mammoth fans have plenty to cheer about in this scenario.
Absolutely.
We don't need a blockbuster trade down the stretch to get the fans amped up for this team.
I mean, for the record, there's a reason, and it all comes back to Utah fans, why the Winter Classic's coming here.
Yeah, hey, that is what we call a segue statement right there. That is impressive, dude. Give me a bump on that one. Holy cow. All right, so this did come down and was officially announced when we were off. When we were on our hiatus there, that it was officially announced that Utah will be hosting the Winter Classic next season, which is the 2027-2028 season.
Yeah.
This is going to be held outside. It is going to be at Rice Eccles, right?
Yep.
And again, just another outside winter venue. Hopefully, it'll be colder than it was this winter.
Yeah.
Because we'd have a hard time keeping the ice frozen.
Tough to make ice, yeah.
But anyway, what else you got on this?
Yeah, I mean, so, bringing this to Rice Eccles Stadium, which is, if you've been there, an amazing sporting event, holds 54,000 people. This is a big time event because the University of Utah has, they were part of the opening ceremonies for the 2002 Winter Olympics. Mm-hmm. They've got the cauldron outside still. I mean, to have the Avalanche come in, and it's kind of like a Rocky Mountain rivalry, kind of event.
It rhymes,
and
I like it.
Just a really cool event for Utah to get it so soon. And,
oh yeah.
And I think it, to go back to that last article, I think it says a lot about the fan base here in Utah and the enthusiasm for hockey. And, Ryan Smith was on record saying that this was like a dream event to have, because they're doing so much to push hockey culture and community growth and involvement in the sport. And to get something like this where you can have 54,000 plus people attend a hockey event at one time is a really cool opportunity.
Is this just seeing the demand, or is this the NHL trying to support and prop up its newest franchise? I don't know. I'm having a hard time judging it because I think there's enough buzz around this team, not only just in Utah but outside. That we're already earlier. I think it was last year, and around the springtime, we were talking about how there was already buzz from front office people saying that their agents are reaching out to Armstrong for their free agents to see if they can make an offer for them.
Yeah.
Like we're already a destination within in the hockey, within our market. We're already a destination location 2 years in.
Yeah. And I think that there's a good reason for that. I mean, we have state-of-the-art training facilities. We have, an awesome fan base that shows up and fills the stadium up. And Utah is a winter sports state, right? Primarily we have long, cold winters. Usually, this year's a little bit of an exception, but unless you live here, you don't know that.
Right.
People think of Utah and they think it's going to be cold and there's going to be snow everywhere. And so to answer your question, I think it's a little bit of combination of both. I think Gary Bettman is also saying, yes, let's help drive this new franchise. Let's set them up for success. The NHL is one of the faster growing sports in professional sports right now. And what can we do to encourage this new team? If you weren't a hockey fan before and you're just getting into hockey, why wouldn't you cheer for the newest, quote unquote, newest franchise that's in the league,
new
right?
hotness, yeah. It's just like how the Vegas Knights did it. Right?
Exactly.
The Golden Knights, like their first year in it, they won the thing.
Yeah.
So which is a really unique expansion draft, and really they kind of lucked out there. But not that it lucked out, they earned that title. But as far as their roster, they kind of they got a good deal there. But yeah, I think that it's huge. It worked out great for them, and it's going to work out great for Utah too. We got a comment here from Aaron asking, are they already selling tickets for that? No, I don't think so.
They are not. No,
That's
they'll
not
go.
yet.
They'll go on sale at the beginning of the 27 season.
Yeah, and they'll sell out probably pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Well, let's go get us some.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
yeah. We can. We think we'll be able to get a camera in that one.
We
weren't able to get a camera into the Delta Center.
No,
time.
that was not easy.
That was not great. They were already full too. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's a video on our channel when they basically did not the announcement, but
they announced the team
the team introduction video. Yeah. It's one of our first and only live vlogs that we did.
Yeah, on scene vlogs, and
yeah.
it was a lot of fun, but
It was.
it was also very, what's the word? Um, it was a little bit. It was a little nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It was,
being there with cameras was a little bit weird.
yeah, a little different than normal
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, there's
But-
no pressure sitting in front of a camera,
Yeah, and
but with
exactly.
people watching you and stuff like that, it was a little different.
Yeah.
So.
Shout out to everybody who stopped for an interview, by the way. That was super
So
awesome.
many people.
They were so willing to
So
talk
many
to us. So
people,
if you
yeah.
guys are watching this, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys very much for stopping and chatting with us on that one.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, so again, another great segue statement there. You mentioned state-of-the-art facilities. The Utah Mammoth, their practice centers are opening up.
Yeah.
Now, are both rinks available right now, or is it just the one?
I believe it's just the one for right now. And keep in mind, they got this thing up fast, dude. Construction began September
Yes.
of 2024. And, you know, it was already the team's primary practice and training facility, but now they've got ice. No, I think they might have both rinks open now because the big part is they've got the rink open to the public now.
Okay.
And they're not, I don't believe they're letting the public practice on the team's ice.
No, probably
They've
not.
got a different rink for public use, and that is open. And there's lots of really cool stuff. Like they're going to open up the practice space so that you can actually, you know, come watch the team practice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and the first one's scheduled for February 21st of 2026. You just got to go online and register. They're allowing 300 people to come watch, the team's practice. Super cool.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really, it's not far. I mean, it's in the heart of, Sandy, right off I-15. Like you can get there in 15 minutes from just about anywhere in the valley.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's easier to get to than the Jazz practice facility.
the Jazz practice, well, and it'll be down there eventually, but as of right now, the Jazz practice facility's up by
the dealership.
Yeah, 13th East or 13th
That
South.
place is sketchy, man.
Very sketchy neighborhood. Yeah, there's a lot of gates around the Jazz practice facility for a reason.
Yeah, it's a pretty sketchy area out there. I've not spent time out there because don't worry, your boy's clean. But there's definitely some when you're walking around that area. It's pretty interesting for sure.
I work right by there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, so we want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you in regards to all your thoughts on what we talked about. Do you think that the Utah Mammoth do anything when it comes to the actual trade deadline? Do you think this team actually does anything on the trade deadline? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Winter Classic coming up next season. And if you swung by and checked out the new practice facility, we want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. As a reminder, folks, if you're watching this on our main channel or watching this on our live stream, we did just create a channel for you, Utah Mammoth, dedicated to all Utah Mammoth content. It will be posted there first. So if you're watching this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, or you're catching us on the live stream or listening to the podcast, a link to Utah Mammoth DNA will be in the description down below.
Make sure you check it out.
All right, let's go ahead and pivot on over and talk a little bit about the University of Utah, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, folks. As a reminder, guys, we did start a channel specifically for your Utah Football Club. Utah Football DNA is its name. A link to that channel will be in the description down below. So if you're watching this on our live stream or catching us on YouTube on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, if you're here for the Utah football, we have a channel dedicated to your Utah football content. All of our Utah football content will be posted here first. So jump down in the description, check out the link so you don't miss out on any of our Utah football coverage.
Yeah.
All right, man. So there was an article that was put out by KSL that kind of dived into the pre-spring depth. They now just released one today on the defense. We'll hold that one off for next week. What we want to do is talk a little bit about the depth on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So basically what this is just your standard pre-spring ball draft, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Pre-spring depth chart. And this isn't anything released by the university. This is just like the KSL writers saying this is what he sees the depth chart, what it might look like, come spring ball. So it's pretty interesting. And I've got a few thoughts and concerns about some of the stuff he got. So
let's go ahead and jump right into that. First, let's go ahead and start with the quarterback. Now, obviously, we do have a QB1 scenario here with Devin Dampier. They have Bird Ficklin as the second option, Kane Archer, and Michael Johnson Jr. as the fourth. What are your thoughts on the QB room? Do you think this one's pretty laid out, pretty spot on, or
this one is pretty laid out? And before the show, you said something that was a great point, and it's if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one at all. And the good news is the University of Utah has one quarterback. We got a clear-cut number one in Devin Dampier. He's proven. Obviously, he's a fantastic dual threat quarterback. He can throw the ball up the field. He can make you pay with his legs. And this is a pivotal time for the Utah offense, because as Morgan Scalley takes over as head coach, you got new assistants coming in, the roster's being reshaped, and guys are going to have a chance to really prove what they can do on the field. Under the new offensive coordinator, Kevin McGivern, he's going to give players a chance to shine in his offensive strategy. I think Devin Dampier is just the guy. I think he's got a good chance to continue to show why he's been QB1 and why he deserves to be. Bert Ficklen's great. I think they're going to design plenty of packages. They're going to use him in every opportunity that they get. But young guys like Kane Archer, this kid is a real stud. And I'm going to call it here first, so you guys mark my words here. But the 2-time Arkansas Gatorade Player of the Year, Kane Archer is a stud quarterback, and he's dual threat. He is an absolute weapon. I think he throws the ball pretty accurately. And Michael Johnson Jr. is he's one of those true athlete guys. So it's great to see some good, solid depth at quarterback. And it's going to be fun to see how they fit into this new offensive strategy.
Yeah. Kane Archer, man, 12-0 in 6A high school ball.
He's a stud, dude. I've watched so much.
3,200 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 1,100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
For this kid. And again.
And don't be surprised if he redshirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
well, maybe. I don't know. Can you really do that nowadays? That's the other thing. Like, in this NIL, I think I don't know. Is that really as common? We didn't see as much of it from the QBs this year.
It is. I mean, you think Isaac Wilson redshirted last year.
That's
because
true.
He only had one game, so he took a red shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
That way he could save his eligibility
for Colorado. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's still happening, right? Like they're still redshirting happening.
They're redshirting not for their opportunity within their current club.
They're redshirting to save eligibility.
Yeah,
exactly.
For another payday for the next year. So it's just a little different. But yeah, you're right, man. Devin Dampier, purely number one guy, almost 2,500 passing yards this year, dude.
And he was ridiculous.
24 touchdowns, 835 rushing with 10 rushing touchdowns for a quarterback rating of 84.4, which is really good.
He's the
guy.
Love
to see it. Love to see it.
He's the guy for a reason, man.
So yeah, not too many qualms on the quarterbacks there. Let's go ahead and move on down to what we have in the running back room. So we have the projected depth. Again, this is according to KSL. We have Wayshawn Parker, Steve Chevis Soto, and then we have Daniel Bray as well as LaMarcus Bell. What's your take on that order?
I think the order is correct. You got Wayshawn Parker, who's a clear-cut number one.
Right.
I mean, 1,166 total yards last year, 9 touchdowns. Wayshawn is the first guy you're going to hand the ball off to. That's
right.
That's what he's there for. I see more concern in that 2 and 3 spot. Steve Chavez Soto, he is more of a power running back. He's a very physical guy. Daniel Bray is the faster. I mean, we saw Bray last year multiple times where they handed it to him, and it's like he saw a little bit of green room and he was just down the field because he's so fast. And he also catches the ball out of the backfield really well. So LaMarcus Bell, I believe he's a transfer running back. But he's gonna, he also brings a ton of speed, and he's got a good change of pace. So I think this is gonna be whoever wins that second spot that we see get the majority of handoffs when Parker's not there. It's really gonna be how do they complement McGivern's offensive scheme, right? Are we spreading the ball more to the sides? Are we running up the middle? And I think you got some good tools to do both of those things. So Wayshawn Parker's still number one.
Yeah,
really cool match at Chavez, Soto, and Bray though.
So would you say Parker is more of a kind of like an athletic running back, or is he going to be more like a Daniel Bray, or is he more of a brute force? Drive up the middle.
Parker
outside.
Parker can do both of those. He is a brute force, run it straight between the tackles. And then once he sees the open field, he is very, very fast. So,
okay, so I'm glad your answer was the same on that one. I'm like,
yeah,
my first thought would be like, okay, either Soto or Bray is going to be better as a complementary, as an opposition to Parker. But I'm like, well, I don't really know which way I pick
Parker does it all, dude. The kid is just an absolute stud.
Okay.
I mean, he's running back one for a reason.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
He's NFL caliber. He's one of those guys you get, and you know when his college days are done, he's heading to the league.
Yeah. Now we're gonna pivot on over to the wide receiver room on this one here. And I'm not gonna go through every single one of them on the depth chart here because we got X and Z and slot. So there's like what, 11 names here.
There's a lot in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're going to start with the ones, right? It's probably what we're going to start with, right?
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about Braden Pagan over Tobias Mayweather. Like, what do you think there? Like,
I think Brandon Pegan's a great player. He's a transfer from Utah.
I said Pagan, didn't I?
Yeah.
Pagan. Jeez, Darren.
He's a great player. He's a transfer from Utah State. So he came down with McGibbon. He's going to understand the scheme a little bit better. And I think that helps him just push himself, to the top of the stack. He's a very, very talented wide receiver. When you look at Tobias Merriweather, he had a good season last year, but he did not play a lot. You didn't see Merriweather catching a ton of passes. Larry Simmons kind of snuck into it late. And he kind of showed himself to be really true-handed, or sure-handed, right? Like Simmons caught a lot of balls where you're like, that might not have been as catchable. Like he did a really good job coming down, and especially when what's his name was off the field, Ryan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So when Ryan Davis wasn't on the field, you saw Larry Simmons catching a lot of good passes. So Kyrie Scholes is another one. He just transferred in, but he's going to be a good, complementary piece to kind of keep, that whole room moving forward. So. Yeah, I mean, like realistically, this wide receiver room is fantastic. They just need to kind of keep working on building chemistry, understanding where guys are going, and working towards just becoming one with Devin Dampier and understanding where he's going and what he's doing.
Okay. Tight ends.
Yeah.
Projected depth on tight ends is we got Noah, Hunter, Will, and Bear. Right, that's how we have them labeled out here. One of the things this article mentions is the storyline is which tight end earns the most third down targets. I thought that was an interesting question. What are your takeaways on that? What do you think is probably going to be the one that's going to be getting the options on third?
So I believe Hunter Andrews is going. I don't think he's going to be available like straight out of spring practice. I don't know if he's available till fall next year because I believe he got injured. Mm-hmm. So that's going to kind of open the door. Noah Benny is a big wide receiving target. I think he's probably got the best chance to really get in and get some of those reps. And if he can get them early, he could kind of solidify his spot to get some of those third down targets where you might only need 3 and you run a little cross route and you get him over the middle, and that's what you needed him for. Mm-hmm. So that's who I would say as far as tight end. Noah Benny's probably going to be the guy.
Gotcha. All right, then we got the offensive line, which is always important when it comes to University of Utah. When it comes to the O-line and D-line are probably the most two important positional players outside of quarterback for the Utes, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got Obot, Williams, and Halleck on the left tackle, and then on the left guard we've got. Oh my gosh, I'm never good with these names. Solatoa Moe. Okay. Bringing back flashbacks of some trauma that I've had. Did I ever tell you that story?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, your boy had to do PA announcing for a rugby tournament.
Oh yeah.
And there was a Tongan team versus Team Japan. And that was a lot of fun for me announcing those names. Even with phonetics, I still couldn't get it. Anyway, so back to it, man. Offensive line. I don't know. Alex Harrison, I like him at center. I don't know. Do you think Isaiah is a better fit there? Where do you got, where's your concerns on this one?
So Al Harrison is This is a long-term guy. He's been with the U. I think this might be his senior season. He's been with the U a long time. It's funny. I remember when he signed to the U and they announced him, like I started following him on Instagram and I've kind of watched his career, and he hasn't got a ton of playing time, but he's been like that really reliable guy that you'll see him in when somebody goes down. He's able to move all over, but he's sure-footed. He's a big dude. Really, really solid. I really like him at center because I think he really stabilizes this offensive line that the Utes got to fill a bunch of NFL guys that they just lost, right? I mean, you lost guys to the NFL because you've had such good luck. Kelvin Obot is definitely going to be on that line. Cedric Jefferson, I think, is going to be there. Those guys will cover up the tackles. And then you've got, the interior guys like Solotoa Moe, Keith Olson, who these guys are big, talented guys that have a chance to get in there and get coached by one of the best in Jordan Gross. He's developed Kelvin Obot. He was an NFL. He was an 11-year NBA or NFL player. So the offensive line is as big of a question mark as as you'd kind of think they are. Luckily, we've got some really talented guys coming in that can really fill some of these spots. It helps to have Al Harrison stabilizing that center spot. A really talented guy in Kelvin Obot, and you just kind of keep plugging guys in. I think the offensive line will be in good shape, and if this offensive line can get some cohesion and figure out the communication and work protections, you've got a recipe for success when you've got Devin Dampier in the backfield.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. It looks like, just like you mentioned, the article talks about here, there's going to be at least 2 first-round NFL prospects they're going to have to replace.
Yeah.
So a lot of work to do on there, but you're right. Looks like the team as well as KSL are both confident in their ability to basically just reload. Has there been a time where the offensive line and defensive line for the University of Utah has really taken a huge step back over the last, I'd say, 10 years? Like, I don't know if there's been good years, there's been bad years, but I don't remember a year where it's been just god-awful.
No, the offensive line's always been good because Jim Harding did a really good job coaching the offensive line for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
We had Garrett Bowles that they recruited from Southern Utah that kind of came in and anchored at left tackle for a bunch of, for the 1 or 2 seasons he was with Utah, and he ended up going to the NFL. And so Utah's produced some pretty good offensive line talent. They've always been solid on the O-line. I think the best part is if you're struggling to match up your protections when you're throwing the ball, you have the top secret weapon in Devin Dampier that is just so crafty back there, and he covers up so many mistakes because he does understand. He's got a really good feeling for when pressure's coming. So it's kind of nice to have a veteran quarterback when you're retooling your O-line because he doesn't make him look nearly as bad.
Right. He's got the ability to move,
Absolutely. And he's not scared to get out of the pocket and go and do the Patrick Mahomes pump fake and then run it for 10, 15 yards. And all right, hey, you missed that one. Let's go again.
Let's get it this time.
Yep,
sure.
Exactly.
We want to know what your thoughts are, folks, in the comments down below. Let us know what your thoughts are in regards to the depth chart there. We'll link to the KSL article in the description. So if you have a chance to look at that and read that over, let us know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with AJ when it comes to that? And, pretty solid, right? There's not a whole lot to object to on that one.
No, I think the Utes are going to be I think they're going to be in great shape. I mean, the article was written very well. Mm-hmm. I got to say that. I think your take on a lot of those individual players is, for being this early and, we haven't even seen some of these guys in a Utah uniform. Right. So I like it, and I'm super excited for it. Yeah. One more thing we wanted to kind of quickly touch on before we move on from Utah football is going to be basically the class action lawsuit there from Devin Green. Green followed a lawsuit with the U.S. District Court in Utah last week, I believe. That's the former head coach, Kyle Winningham, Utah athletic director, Mark Harlan, and some other Ute officials violated the American Disabilities Act and the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. Did you hear this story? Absolutely. Okay, so
Before we get into the quotes from the University of Utah, what did you think about this overall, as far as this particular situation?
So this one kind of hits close to home for me, and I think that you grossly mishandled this.
Yeah.
I mean, with type 1 diabetes, especially with the technology that's out there today, can be very managed, especially watching your diet and, just taking care of yourself overall. This guy's in a nutrition program for the University of Utah that, as long as you let them know that, they're going to do everything they can to control blood sugar. I think he's got every right to be where he is. And, you hope that that somebody didn't just ruin this kid's career. His scholarship was terminated without meaningful notice. And, he's claiming that they caused severe emotional distress. I believe that.
Oh, there's a lot more. There's monetary involvement in this
Absolutely.
too. Lost a year of eligibility, transferred here, and having the medical staff clear him to play.
Yeah.
And he was not allowed to play because of basically just simply misinformation or misunderstanding of his medical condition, which, I don't know. I think it's a bad look. I think you're right on it. University of Utah states, here's their quote there. University is aware of the lawsuit filed by former student athlete, and we will have no further comment at this time as it is pending litigation. I would agree with you, man. I don't think it's a good look for the University of Utah for this one. If the medical team clears you to play, and you're worried about putting him out on the field because you're worried about him getting hurt. If it's going to be for talent purposes, just say that.
Yeah.
But when it clearly looks like he's being held out specifically because of his health. Now, if it comes out there's something else going on, then fine. But from the looks of it, from the original reading of this article, it kind of seems like he's got a point. He's got a case.
Yeah. No, I mean, I totally agree. And then especially when it says that the running back coach kind of encouraged him to enter the transfer portal, saying that, I can't push you because of your medical condition. Well,
you kind of just did.
But also, like, somebody recruited him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that was disclosed. Like, it's not like that's
you don't
not,
check the guy's medical records when you're recruiting a player?
Exactly. Like, this wasn't a big time secret.
You're interviewing high school coaches, little league coaches.
Exactly.
Before you even bother recruiting.
And if you're not talented enough, then say that.
Yeah.
But don't say that this is because you have a medical condition that is monitored and lived with daily by hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
And it's just
you're
not
at the University of Utah, man, one of the top medical schools in the country.
Yeah.
Even if your staff's not capable of handling it, there's somebody on campus that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you read this story about Devin Green. And again, let us know what your thoughts are in regards to the depth chart there, the pre-spring depth chart article that was put out by KSL. We'd love to hear from you. As a reminder, folks, we did just launch a channel specifically for your Utah football called Utah Football DNA. The link to that channel will be in the description down below if you're watching this on the live stream. And by the way, it's actually there this time. On the live stream, which is nice. I got it in there. I remember to do it this time. I usually just get it in the podcast and then put it in the YouTube video later. But no, it's actually there for the live stream. So
you're welcome.
If you want to check it out, be sure to check it out in the description down below. All of our Utah content is posted there first. So if you're following us for your Utes and you're catching this on DNA Sports Recap or on our podcast, be sure to check it out in the description down below. All right, man. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your Utah Jazz.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, man. What an interesting week to be a Jazz fan, huh?
It was a very interesting week.
Yes.
It was, and especially because how much we were in the news with everything.
Oh, yes. Before we get into the content, folks, as a reminder, we did launch a channel specifically for your Utah Jazz called Utah Jazz DNA. All of our Utah Jazz content will be posted here first. So if you have not yet, check it out in the description. If you're watching this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, or checking us out on the podcast, we do have a channel dedicated for your Utah Jazz. A link to that channel is in the description down below. Make sure you like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like it too. Just say, hey, I like this channel.
Yeah.
But also subscribe.
Comment and tell us how much you like it.
Exactly. That's even better. I like it.
Yeah. Comment.
Like it.
Tell us you like it, and then hit like.
Exactly. We will be giving away a jersey on this channel once the channel hits 1,000 subscribers. So be sure to tune in for that. Make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah.
For that giveaway. All right. So when it comes to the Utah Jazz, man, the first one we got to talk about is going to be. We're still riding the high from Triple J being traded to the Utah Jazz. Did you hear his press conference where he's like, "I've got title ambitions for my time here in Utah"?
Yeah.
I mean, you love to hear that. He's like, "Yeah, I want to bring a title," but to have that kind of statement in a press conference was really cool to see. You know, the guy isn't necessarily. I mean, he wasn't like asked if he wanted to be traded here, or this wasn't a destination spot for him. But the fact that he's taking it seriously and you know, knowing that the team wants him here and he's willing to give it his best, and when you see him out there, man, he's doing pretty well.
He's played exceptional.
Yes. Before we get into the exceptional stuff, let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that's not so exceptional. We got to talk about his debut. And honestly, I think all of this wouldn't be as big a deal if it wasn't his debut.
Right.
If this was like the third or fourth game, then it would be a completely different story. But because this was during his debut, I think it was the biggest issue because a lot of people were watching this game.
Absolutely.
So the Utah Jazz lost to the Orlando Magic 120 to 114. The Jazz were up by 14 to 17 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
The Jazz sat Keontae, Triple J, and Larry Markkinen for the fourth quarter, all of the fourth quarter.
And Yusuf Nurkic.
And Nurkic, yes. Nurkic was also on the bench there, too. It's funny how he's like one of our main players, but he's not like one of our players, you know, like our core team, which, by the way, man, we got to keep that guy.
Oh, dude, I'll be so mad.
Yeah.
He's been – it's funny because I didn't realize, like, I've seen this guy play over the years. And – he plays with so much emotion and he's just so much fun to watch, and he's sneaky good. It's like you have no idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's really good. And I also really like his, like, what's the word I'm looking for? He's kind of got a Joe Ingles, slow-mo Joe mentality. He's not going to blow past you, but man, he's got the right reads.
Yep.
You know, he knows his
size well. He makes great passes.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. We got a couple of comments here that we'll hit real quick that we've got from McKinley. I think we all know why this is such a big deal, sports gambling and those big scandals that blew up just a couple months ago, guys that were leaving games early and screwing with players' props. That is a unique take on that. I have not seen that.
I did not even think about that, actually.
That is actually a really good take. Great there, take. McKinley.
Great take.
Not what I was thinking, for sure. The Jazz are tanking is nothing new. The Pelicans did it in 2019, and the Raptors did it last year.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into all that for sure. The NBA is just worried about pissing off sports books partners that give them a lot of money, while the Jazz's problems are fault due to gambling scandals. It looks bad. Also the Jazz make a perfect straw man punching bag. You're just stepping all over on notes here, dude. Look at him. Straw man paper punching bag for the national media to bring up this topic without saying the quiet part out loud. Yes, dude, this is all spot on. I didn't even think about the gambling side of things, which is funny because that's usually the first place I go.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually
both of us naturally go there quite a bit.
Yeah. Just so you know, you guys won't ever see sports betting sponsorship on this channel.
Nope.
Even if they do reach out to us, we're on our high horse.
They haven't yet.
Yeah.
But if they do, your boy's turning it down.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
You're not going to hear us saying, call. What is the big one?
You're like, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not going to do any of that stuff. Because, you know, we have our...
they're probably not going to because of how much we trash every sports betting application.
Just know that we...
DraftKings.
Yeah. Me and him are in... They had to back up a truckload in order for us to be able to do that. I wouldn't say never, but I would probably... Like, if you see us doing a DraftKings read or something like that...
Just know we quit our full-time jobs.
Just know that they backed it up. Big old Briggs truck for us. And they'll never do that for a little tiny Utah channel, so we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... When it comes to that game, obviously the Jazz lost that game in the fourth quarter, and it basically made everybody's pennies in a twist. So, I mean, I don't know what the NBA really wants from the Utah Jazz. They played their guys. We got fined last year for not playing our guys. We played our guys.
Yeah.
And they're still mad.
Yeah.
I'm not quite understanding this argument. And like, oh, well, you intentionally lost the game. Really? Well, what happened the next game, AJ, when we did the exact same thing? And they won against another potentially playoff Miami Heat team.
Yeah, that was playing all of their starters in the fourth quarter.
Yes, and yet somehow we benched our starters and still won the game. So thanks, Isaiah, for balling out and everything. But,
Bryce Sensabaugh
Bryce
played out of his mind. Kyle Filipowski played great basketball.
Yep.
Had some clutch free throws down the game.
Ace Bailey had some killer dunks.
Oh, Ace Bailey actually played really well. Defensively, he played really well in that game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great place to start. How much faith does it give you in this team? And how exciting is it to see these guys playing in fourth quarter, meaningful minutes, right? You're playing against a potential playoff team in the Miami Heat. You don't got any backup. You don't got Lauri Markkanen to come out and make a shot if you need it. You don't got Jaren Jackson Jr. that's going to block a shot if you need it. Mm-hmm. You don't got Yusuf to make the pass. Like, these guys are out there, second, third year players, some deep bench guys that, like John Conchar, I had no idea who he was before the Jazz picked him up. I'd never seen him play in Memphis. Played some great defensive minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Williams Jr. played some great defensive minutes.
Yes.
And it was really refreshing to see these guys go out there and play with so much intensity and so much energy. And to know that we have guys that are 2 or 3 spots out of a starting rotation that you can count on to get good minutes and just come and bring the energy. It makes me very excited for the future of this team.
Yeah, when you're intentionally trying to lose the game
and winning.
Your backups to your backups are still going at it against another team's destination city's team's starters.
Yeah.
So
and a good coach in Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, what are we like? That's what I want to know. What are the Jazz supposed to do? Obviously, they're not going to try and win games. They're one of 9 other teams in this year that are not trying to win games.
Yeah.
So what do you want the Jazz to do?
Yeah,
we played our guys.
We played our guys.
Played our guys.
That's it.
Do you want them not to play the first 3 quarters and just play 15? Just play all the fourth.
Reverse it.
Like, what do you want? Like, because I think that's the only quarter that anybody's paying attention to. So because they sat then, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of this one. I think what the Jazz need to do, and that kind of leads us into our next piece there, is like, what are the Jazz going to be able to do to lose games down the stretch? Because this strategy of sitting our players in the fourth, we've done it twice. Once it worked, the other time it didn't. And we can't go 50-50 the rest of the way, AJ.
You know the best part, though?
What's that?
As good as it is, and as good as, as much as I don't want to see them win these games, because we got to get this top 8 pick. Right. The best part is the Jazz are operating within the rules. And guess what that means? There's nothing the NBA can do about it.
Absolutely nothing.
They're nothing. You brought Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. and all your star players out to the game, and they played 3 quarters, and there's nothing they can do about it.
It's really funny is that Keontae didn't play against Miami, right?
He had a sprained ankle.
Yeah, so he's actually hurt.
He is actually, there is video evidence of him hurting his ankle.
Like, not Jazz hurt, but actually hurt. And the Jazz still won that game.
Interestingly enough, though, when the Jazz originally released the depth chart for tonight's game, the one that's playing tonight, against I believe the Kings is who they're playing tonight. When they originally released that, they had Lauri Markkanen out for rest. And about 6 hours later, they revised it and he was available.
Oh, yeah. Well.
So I don't know if that warranted a phone call to see Lauri Markkanen on rest or if the Jazz just changed their mind. But they're making sure that they find all of the gray areas and they're doing what they can. And I love it because these guys need these minutes. They need minutes in these games.
That's to your original point there. The minutes that the rest of the team is getting in this situation is invaluable. Taylor Hendricks obviously was hurt, so we didn't get this type of level of play. But Cody Williams, I mean, that guy, would have been forgotten on a bench that we're trying to win. Because, like you said, next, if you miss, like David Locke said it today, if you miss 3 defensive assignments in a row, you're not playing on this team.
Yeah.
Next year, you're just done. Coach Hardy's not having it. Doesn't matter what your name is on the back of your jersey, what your number is. If you blow it,
where you were drafted, where you went to college, it don't matter.
Don't matter. We are playing to win games starting next year. And if you are not on board, you're not playing.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple next year. So yeah, this year, we to get those players valuable minutes to be able to hold a lead and win a game. When they're only, playing like 8 guys that are available in the fourth quarter, which is really crazy. The other time they beat, was it the Pacers with 7 guys? Like, it's getting a little, I understand it's getting a little ridiculous. But and we'll get into this here in our next subject here. But yeah, man, I love it because you're right. And again, I'm par on this on a different sport altogether. I love it when because guess what we're talking about? The media is talking about Jazz basketball.
You got to love it.
The national media is talking about a team that's only on TV 2 games this entire season on national TV, and everybody's talking about it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. They can keep wanting and complain all they want. It's the rules. You don't like the rules, then change them. You know.
Yeah.
Here's where I kind of don't have. I'm kind of not loving it. So I don't know if you saw the notes that we threw up there earlier today.
Yeah.
Okay, so these were the comments by Bobby Marks of ESPN that stated on national television that the Utah Jazz are messing with the integrity of the NBA. So let's be clear here. Okay, tanking is a huge, huge problem in the NBA. It is absolutely an epidemic in the NBA. Probably one of their biggest problems right now. I'd say it's their second biggest problem, and if you don't know what the first one is, scroll back to McKinley Cutler's comments and you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
But so tanking is a huge issue. And over any given year, 25% of the teams are trying to do whatever they can not to win games. It is an issue. Bobby Marks is 100% accurate on that. But Bobby Marks singling out the Utah Jazz, to me, is just cowardice.
Oh, it is.
He is choosing a time when the majority of the NBA isn't going to defend, comments against, right? He's picking on a time where this isn't the San Antonio Spurs. This isn't the OKC. This isn't Philadelphia. This is the team in Utah that most people outside of Utah don't take this team very seriously, even when we're good.
Yeah.
Right? So he took the time to say this when there's a team that isn't, like you mentioned, a punching bag, an easy target to say this. And I think it's really, like I said, the word is cowardice, in my opinion, to say something like that and to call out the Jazz.
Oh, and I totally agree. Because if the NBA wants to do something to fix it, then they need to do something to fix it. But don't rely on all these people that are ESPN analysts and stuff to say the Jazz shouldn't be doing this. And all of this social media and just mainstream media presence to say the Jazz are doing this and pointing it out very specifically. It's not helping. Like
no.
This isn't fixing it.
No.
You think the Jazz, because Bobby Marks went on ESPN and said this, you think the Jazz are going to be like, Bobby Marks said that we should definitely play Laurie in the fourth quarter? Because the answer is absolutely not.
Yeah.
Did you see Will Hardy's comments?
No.
Well, somebody asked like, hey, at what point in that Miami game were you ever, how close were you to putting Laurie back in to ensure you guys got the win? And he said, I wasn't.
Nice.
That's it. That's all he had to say. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was not putting him back in.
No, and I like it because he's a developmental coach. He's getting developed young players.
Yeah,
he's getting an opportunity. He's getting a nice extension for all his tanking, right?
Yeah,
yes, 100% agree. But like, it's just for me, this is the issue. This didn't happen for the 3 times the Spurs did this over the last 30 years. Philadelphia with the process. OKC did this for 3 years and just gathered draft capital. No one said anything about that.
Yeah,
even Danny Ainge did it with Boston. And there was nothing there. When it comes to Utah, that's when everybody decides, okay, we're going to do something about this. And the scary part is we know the NBA's draft has rigged the draft before. Yeah. We have enough circumstantial evidence that if you want to turn your head, look the other way, be my guest there. But the frozen envelope thing is a real thing. It's just, you can explain to me all the day how fortunate it was with 1% chance that the Dallas Mavericks got Cooper Flagg after they traded away Luka. You know, you can convince me all you want that was just a coincidence.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, but that's my problem though. Is everybody pointing the finger like, oh, see, look, the Jazz get the number 1 draft pick this year. It's this kind of talk is going to make the NBA. This is my worry. This kind of talk is going to make the NBA make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
In a year where we have, we've never gotten draft lottery. The best chance we've ever gotten was Griffin, Daryl Griffith, I believe, where we got the number 2 overall pick. And this is going way back before my time.
Yeah.
And then the best pick we've got after that was Enes Kanter for number 3. We traded up to get Darren Williams at the number 2. So we've never had draft luck. and the year that it should be going our way, this talk is going to cause the NBA to stack the deck against us.
Yeah. And it's really tough to watch, especially when you have a coach as good as Coach Hardy, that he really is focusing on developing and evaluating these young guys to see what he has and how, and for him, he's using this season to put together a plan of how he's going to win next season. And all of these issues don't come back to the Jazz. Other teams have done this in the past. I mean, McKinley just mentioned in the comments, the Raptors, the Nets, like you said, OKC. Like
Spurs did it 3 times.
The Spurs, like the Spurs
3
didn't magically end up
times.
with Victor Wembanyama.
What about the Admiral? They did it to get the Admiral, and they sat the Admiral when he was healthy to get Tim Duncan. They've done this several times.
And the thing is if the NBA wants to fix this, it's really easy. The bottom 12 teams all have the same chance to win the number 1 pick.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's it. If everybody in the bottom 12 has the same chance for the number 1 pick, what is your reason for trying to lose the most games?
Yeah.
You have none. You go out there and you try to develop your players the best you can, and you give them as many minutes as possible. And if you're that bad, you deserve just as much as the next team that's really bad.
So that'd be everybody that didn't make the play-in, right?
Exactly.
Ooh,
the
like
bottom 12 teams.
I like that. Either A, get revenue for being in the position of postseason games.
Or you have the same chance to win the number 1 overall pick, and make it truly a lottery where every team has the same. That's how you fix it. So why don't we do that? Well, because the NBA can't rig it if they do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if you actually give everybody the same odds, you can't point it in a direction. I mean, I guess technically you still could. It might look even more random, but it's going to be, it should be one of those bottom 12.
Yeah. There are some other things floating away, like you can't be in the top 4 in multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then you just have to wait for a good year and then let them get it every single time.
Yeah.
There's just a whole bunch of that I just think is a complete and total mess. But I love that idea. I think that's a great idea. And yeah, just kind of put a bow on this one, man. While he is absolutely right, why Bobby Marks is absolutely right for going on national television and saying that there's an integrity issue with the NBA and tanking is part of it. To single out the Jazz, again, was not only just a show of cowardice, in my opinion, but also just a downright wrong statement to single out any team for doing this when everybody who's doing this is playing within the rules that the NBA allows.
Yep.
Got a couple of comments we want to hit here from McKinley here. Small market team, not many people outside of Utah like the Jazz for reasons like Gobert, COVID, Carl Pito, Stockton's recent podcast stuff. He didn't even know the Carl thing until I brought it up. Like when we were talking about it, like, that's the first time I heard about it.
Didn't know.
We're not going to dive into that. Be sure to look that up on your own, guys. We probably should
definitely not diving into that. That probably needs to be cut.
Yeah, we probably need to blur that part out, but be sure to look it up on your own. If any of you guys are old Jazz heads, you probably don't even know what we're talking about, but look it up. Look it up. All that makes us a perfect target. Absolutely. And yeah, really want the Jazz to keep Nurk. Absolutely.
I second that.
Yes, I third it. And OKC sat shy with injury a lot when tanking. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And they also still have some of the most heaviest draft capital. Maybe that should be something they fix. Stop these people from hoarding draft picks, draft capital.
Put a limit on how much draft capital you can hold. Why does one team have 26 picks in the next 4 years?
Yeah, or I think one person mentioned exceptions, protections.
Yeah.
If you want to be top 8 protected, no, it's not top 8 protected. You trade away that pick, you traded away that pick.
Yeah.
Regardless of where it is. And I like that. I don't know even why we do these protected picks. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, it's because if you make a bunch of trades and you end up being good, you don't want to give your pick up. You're okay giving it up if you're good. If you're bad, you want to keep it.
Right. But isn't the point of trading that player? I guess that's just a little bit of 10 mouse there. But if you give it, I don't know. I just think it takes some of the fun out. And the NBA is not going to do anything about this because they love the draft lottery. They love the drama it causes in the middle of the offseason.
Yep. They
love all this trading picks away. If you take away the draft lottery and you're basically minimizing the amount of picks swapping gets done throughout the.
But also they're encouraging this. They're encouraging teams to tank because they're allowing to protect a pick.
Yes.
Because if the Jazz would have just traded this pick to OKC, it would have been OKC's pick, and the Jazz would be playing.
Right.
But by allowing teams to protect a pick for X amount of years and X amount of terms, you're saying, hey, if you're going to lose, make sure you go all in on losing.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, guys.
Yeah.
It's tough. We could go all night on this, so we'll just kind of wrap this up one. Yeah, love the comment, love the talk on the Jazz today. A lot of good conversations for that, for sure. Got another one here to wrap it up. Easy fix, get rid of the lottery altogether.
Just draft it backwards.
Yeah.
Just like the NFL does.
Yeah.
The worst team in the league gets the number 1 pick.
It used to be that. Well, then you're running into the problem of everybody trying to
be the worst team in the league.
Yeah. So half the team trying to be the worst team in the league when they know.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have a process for the draft.
Or you can just simply have it alphabetically rotate. Just boom, 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 boom. So once every 30 years, you're going to have a top pick.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next year, you're going to have a second pick. And so every 30 years, every 25 years, you have a chance to reload your team with the top 4 picks of the next coming draft. So you would literally know your window to compete is going to be a couple of years after that. So you can stack everything that way. Anyway, got a whole bunch of options we could kind of go over. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to Utah Jazz. Lots of good conversation there on that one. Absolutely love it. It was a lot of fun. Be sure to check us out on our channel for Utah Jazz DNA. A link to that will be in the description down below. So if you're following us for our Utah Jazz content and you have not yet, check out that channel. It's in the description down below. So be sure to check that out. We'll be giving a Jazz jersey away once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers.
Boom.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into a little bit about Major League Baseball, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, my friend, let's go ahead and let's cover the WBC, man, because that's what's hot right now. Pitchers and catchers are reporting, AJ, by the way, to spring training some of this early.
Baseball season is ready to begin, my friend.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it, looking forward to it. I saw Shohei Ohtani throwing against the wall earlier today, just getting his arm ready. He's not pitching the WBC, which is great.
Yes.
But
for you.
Yeah. The rest of the league probably want to see him pitch. If you're a fan of Team Japan.
I want him to go out and throw like 400 pitches in the WBC.
You don't want him to do that. We want America to win.
Well, I know,
USA,
but I just want him to be tired.
Okay, fair enough. Trust me, Yamamoto's going to be doing enough pitching for everybody. But yeah, so the official roster was announced on the MLB Network a few days ago. I just kind of want to go through this. We already have some injuries against this. I don't know if you saw this, but there's already players getting hurt.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to talk about that. Let's go ahead and start with the starters there as far as the starting pitchers. So we have right-handed pitcher Joe Ryan. We have right-handed pitcher Paul Skeens, right-handed pitcher Logan Webb, left-handed pitcher Tarik Skubal, and left-handed pitcher Matthew Boyd. So those are your starters for the WBC. Team USA. Go America. What are your thoughts on the starting rotation?
For USC, for Team USA, I mean, that's an insane roster.
As far as like having both Paul Skeens and Tarik Skubal in your starting rotation, both Cy Young Award winners.
Like, I mean, it's just absolutely insane. I mean, this team's going to be so much fun to watch, and I mean, it makes you curious how much you're going to see these guys. I mean. Do you think they throw 3-4 innings at a time, 4 or 5 innings at a time?
Probably won't see 5.
Probably won't see 5.
You'll probably see them stack starters back to back. Like You'll see Tarik go in, and then you'll see Boyd. No, sorry, you'll see Tarik go in, and then you'll see Joe Ryan for another 3 innings, and then they'll throw it in the bullpen, and then probably something like that. Maybe not to that extent, but yeah, you'll probably see them because it's going to be early in the year. They're not going to be up to throwing 5 innings a game yet. So
do you think that with Clayton Kershaw retiring, not playing an MLB season, do you think you see extended innings from Kershaw, knowing this is going to be his last kind of stand on a professional, from a professional standpoint?
I don't see that. No. He's going to be in the bullpen. He has a specific role in this bullpen, which is very similar to his specific role in the bullpen in the World Series.
Right.
He's the mop-up guy. So if a game gets out of hand, like they're way ahead or they're way behind, your boy Kershaw's going in there. Unlike in the World Series where they put him in there with bases loaded in extra innings, that was nerve-wracking. I was actually more worried about Clayton Kershaw than I was about the Dodgers losing that game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, to the bullpen, let's talk about that. So you mentioned Clayton. You mentioned Clayton Kershaw. We also have Gabe Spear Garrett Clevenger, Garrett Whitlock. We have Michael Waka, David Bednar, Mason Miller, who's the flamethrower from San Diego. We got Nolan McLean, Brad Keller, Griffin Jacks, and Clay Holmes. Those are your bullpen arms. So you know what's funny is outside of Clayton Kershaw, we didn't mention a Dodger, and technically Clayton Kershaw isn't technically a Dodger anymore.
Right.
So we've named 5 starters and all the bullpen. The Dodgers are known for pitching. We didn't name a single Dodger. Barely qualify Clayton Kershaw as a Dodger. But as I say, once a Dodger, always a Dodger. So that one's going to be.
Yeah, you win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always, dude. Always. Bullpen's great, man. We got a lot of lefty, righty, a lot more right-handers than we got left-handers. So that actually might be a good point, AJ. We might see Clayton Kershaw be in some of that role because they've got a role for him. You know, they only have 3 left-handers. He's one of them. So that's a good point. We probably could see some there.
Yeah, I mean, you think if you're looking at lineups and you get stacked up where you've got, you know, even 4 or 5 right-handed batters, or left-handed batters. I guess you're not going to see that many lefties in a row, but you know, you get into a situation where you get through a couple innings and Clayton Kershaw can come out and throw left on left. You're going to take advantage of those opportunities.
Oh yeah. If you've been seeing Tarik Skubal, Paul Skeen's been mowing him down from the right side, throwing 102 miles an hour. Bring Kershaw in there with a 50-mile-an-hour curveball.
Yeah. Talk about change of pace.
You're just like, what's going on?
You're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. That'll be nice. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Then you put Mason Miller right behind him.
Right behind him, exactly.
Like,
back up to 100.
Back to 100. Yeah.
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the catchers, we have Cal Raleigh, AL MVP runner-up last year for the Seattle Mariners.
Big dumper.
Yep, 60 home runs, record for a catcher. Just absolute awesome. And then his backup's going to be the first Dodger we mentioned, Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to be with the Dodgers. Will Smith catcher. Will Smith, the Dodgers catcher, is going to be with Team USA there. We'll probably see them start. They could probably start either one of those guys, you know, and then
and be just fine
and be great.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the deepest catcher in any WBC team in baseball history.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
3-time World Series champion Will Smith, and then runner-up
to MVP,
and the guy who broke the record for most home runs by a catcher.
Yeah. I mean, he can
hitter too.
He can swing a bat a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Then we got the outfield. We've got Byron Buxton, Corbin Carroll, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Aaron Judge. So you want to say who fell off of that? The guy that injured. The player that got injured.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry. This came out yesterday. Corbin Carroll is out with a broken hand.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we lost one of our speed guys in the outfield right away.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we've got, so he's out. Won't be participating in the WBC.
Did they say how he broke his hand?
Broke his hymen, not sure. Or his hymen bone or something like that, somewhere in his hand. They didn't say on the articles I read. All I know
just wonder, was it off season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, these people are reporting early to spring training,
right,
to get ready for the WBC
to get ready,
as well.
Yeah.
But so the rumors have it that Riley Green for the Detroit Tigers is going to be taking his place. There's a few others, so Roman Anthony's from Boston is another option. Still love that outfield. Pico Armstrong, Aaron Judge, Byron Buxton, and then, if we get Riley Green on there, that's still a stout outfield that could run and pretty much catch everything, unless it's the World Series. Then we're dropping the ball in center.
It'll hit your glove, though.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
Just make sure you're not looking at the runner when you go for it. Infielders. So we've had some change on from the last time we talked about this. So this has changed. The infield, we got at 3B, Alex Bregman. We also have infielder Ernie Clement. So he's basically going to be filling in pretty much wherever. You got Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, Bryce Turek at second base, Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, Paul Goldschmidt at first base, and then the legend Bryce Harper from the Philadelphia Phillies is going to be your first baseman as well.
Talk about so many bats, dude.
That is so good.
So many bats. I mean,
so good.
Just loading up your roster with guys that can just absolutely smash the ball.
Oh, yeah. Runner-up MVP in the National League, Kyle Schwarber. As a DH, by the way.
As a DH.
And the only reason why he didn't win was because Shohei Ohtani exists.
Right.
Bryce Harper, 2-time MVP. Paul Goldschmidt, MVP. Bobby Witt Jr., runner-up for MVP if Judge didn't would have won it if Judge didn't exist. Gunnar Henderson is just a superstar out of Baltimore, one of the highest touted prospects who's kind of living up to it.
Yeah.
And then obviously Alex Bregman, 3-4-time All-Star, 1 World Series ring. Yes, only 1. And then Ernie Clement, fresh off the World Series last year, and had key hits in that game. So in that series, so dude, love it. It's insane.
Just craziness. I mean, they're all great infielders and they're all great hitters. Like, what a roster.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know. Are you excited for the WBC? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.
Yeah, are you guys tuning in? Let us know where you're watching, what your favorite matchup might be. We want to hear it all.
Yeah, U.S. versus Japan, dude. Let's see it.
Absolutely. That's going to be final, though.
Did you hear about the coming off of the big game there? We had Bad Bunny on the halftime show.
Yeah.
Which was fun to watch. Did not realize Ronald Acuna Jr. was there. That was crazy.
Yeah. In the background.
Yeah, he was there. Same with Jessica Alba, Pablo Pascal. Kike was filming the whole thing from his phone in the
stands.
Yeah. Why Kike from Puerto Rico, 3-time World Series champion, was not on stage? I'm not questioning you, Bad Bunny. I am questioning you on that one.
I'm not questioning you. I'm just questioning you.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is like this. Yeah, we're talking baseball right now. So why are we talking about that? He actually, we talked last week at how they were having issues regarding insurance. The team Puerto Rico did.
Right.
Did you hear that Bad Bunny actually came out and said he would personally pay for the insurance for Francisco Lindor and for Jose Altuve?
First of all, I want to know what that insurance payment is. That's got to be in the millions.
Hey, the guy won 6 Grammys, and then not to mention how many, Latin Grammys. So high streamer. He actually outstreamed Taylor Swift. So the guy's making some coin, somewhere.
Just a touch.
Yeah. But yeah, he was willing to pay for the insurance premiums, but the Mets and the Astros still declined to let them play. So, when we talked about last time when Greg Hawkins, Channel Legend, said the MLB teams are not deciding this. The insurance companies are. Even when the teams can just do it, they're still not letting them play.
Yeah.
So even when the money's not in their hands, they're still not letting them play. So that is unfortunate. But yeah, so Puerto Rico does have a good team, though. They filtered a good team. Should still be legit. They're not having to forfeit out of the tournament, so we'll see what happens there. So it should still be fun. So it should still be a good bracket down there. So I'm looking forward to it. You still want to stream that?
I think we totally should.
Definitely should. Let us know which games you guys want us to live stream. We'll do that. All right, so we got to jump to our next subject here. The disrespect to Tarik Skubal from the Tigers. So this that happened like literally right after we got off the air last week. Did you see this?
Absolutely.
All right, you want to break it down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I memean, let's start with, and we talked about the Skubal contract last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just to give you a reminder, Tarik Skubal obviously went to arbitration. He was set to make $19 million, I believe.
That's what the team wanted.
Yeah, the team wanted to pay him $19 million. He went to arbitration, wanted to earn $32 million, and I believe it was the fastest arbitration case in MLB history. I mean, it went right through. They said this dude absolutely deserves $32 million, and I believe it was the next day, or maybe in arbitration, the Tigers go ahead and sign
Framber Valdez.
Framber. It's funny. I had another autocorrect.
Yeah.
Autocorrected Framber to Framer Valdez.
Yeah, it corrects on me every time I try to say his name too. So no issue.
Framber Valdez. And they signed him to a pretty massive contract that turns out to a roughly $38 million a season, $38.3 million AAV, which puts the Tigers in $70 million committed to 2 starting pitchers. But they're fighting Skubal on $32 million and signed Framber to $38.2 million.
Yeah, see, that's when that stuff got released. This deal was done. The Framber Valdez one, they held that story back and didn't release it until after the arbitration was announced.
Yeah.
So they already signed Framber Valdez to a 3-year, $110 million contract, $38 million AAV. Which a guy should have been the first pitcher signed out of free agency, but of course we all know why he wasn't.
Yeah.
He's a guy who intentionally threw at his own catcher because he gave up a grand slam on the previous pitch. Just a big old baby. Just goes to show you, man, you know, if you're going to be an issue in the locker room, most teams don't want you no matter how good you are. But yeah, Skubal, 2.21 ERA, 241 strikeouts, a .89 whip, and a 6.6 FWAR across 31 starts in 2025. And you're paying that man. You had to go to court to give that guy what he wanted. And you turn around and signed a player nobody wanted for $38 million a year.
And like we were talking about, and I don't remember if this was Sunday or whatever, but the fact is you just blew away every single chance you had to re-sign Tarik Skubal when his contract ends this year.
Yeah. If you don't trade him, you had no shot.
Why didn't you just invite him into the front office and just slap him straight across the face and say, we're done here. We'll pay you, but this is it.
Yeah. See, why didn't they trade him last year at the trade deadline?
At his highest possible value. Exactly.
Could have got
a premium value for one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah. Easily, I think he's the best right now.
I mean,
you'd have a hard time arguing.
He just won a Cy Young.
Second in a row.
Yeah. The dude's ridiculous. So, what are the Tigers thinking? They're not.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer. They're just not thinking. What they're trying to do is maybe field a team for just this year. Don't get me wrong. Skubal and Valdez is an excellent 1-2 punch as far as starting pitchers. You can hate Valdez all you want, but he is good. The dude throws a good baseball. So
no hitter, or was it a perfect game?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I think it was a perfect game.
I can't remember. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below in regards to that. One more thing I want to talk about, subject that came up here, just kind of piggybacking on what we talked about last week about teams like the Braves having issues retaining or even signing players right now, simply because of the fact they don't have any local TV money coming in. And they will, but it'll just be a drastically lower number than what they're used to. Yeah, dude. Ozuna. Somebody finally took Nutting's money, man.
Yeah.
After going in the press and saying every single time, oh, we were in on Schwarber, we were in on this guy, we were in on that guy, finally somebody actually took his money, and that was
my guy.
Yeah.
Marcell Ozuna. Goes on to sign a 1-year, $12 million deal. It's got a $16 million mutual option for 2027.
That is just either player can back out, either the team or the player can back out if they want to.
Yep.
There's probably a buyout clause or something, but
yeah,
the mutual option. I always love that.
We agree that if we can both agree, we'll pay you $16 million.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to come back and we want you back.
It's the Pirates, dude. Unless they are on making the playoffs, no way in hell Nutting's gonna,
are they paying another $16 million for Marcell Ozuna?
No. And it really hurts that the Braves couldn't come up with options for him.
It does. But let's be really clear though. I love Marcell Ozuna. He's been really fun. He's been a great player for the Braves. When we were talking before, this dude is like a Brave.
Yeah.
He kind of made his name with Atlanta, but this is all a part of the Pirates to just say that we need to compete, right? We have Paul Skeens. We need to get some hitting. We got to get some offense behind him. Paul Skeens can't do it all. He can only pitch every 3-4 games. I guess it's more than that, 5-6 games.
Right.
And you've got to get some offense. Ozuna, he struggled last season. His exit velocity dropped. His max exit velocity fell to 112 miles per hour, which is the lowest since tracking began in 2015.
Wow.
His bat speed's down. He's exclusively a designated hitter, right? So he doesn't add any defensive value. The Pirates are looking to add power hitting because last year they were last in the Major League Baseball with 117 home runs. Mm-hmm. And if that's what you're looking for, Ozuna's a great ad that way. Yeah. He only had 21 home runs last season, but In a couple of seasons there, he had 79 home runs combined in 24 and 23 and 24. So are you going to get him back and he's just going to be fantastically better because he's playing for the Pirates? I don't know. It seems like a reach. But like you said, it hurts to know that the Braves are in a position where they can't re-sign players that they brought up and really gave a name to, because you're still missing on these TV deals. And the Braves are notoriously already not paying people. I don't want to talk about Freddie Freeman one more time in my whole life.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
So, I mean, you're in this position with the Braves, and, they just kind of keep losing guys that are valuable and great locker room pieces. And
I think you're spot on this one, though. I think if it's time to let Ozuna walk, it's in this one. I don't think he's bringing in $12 million for the Braves.
No.
I just don't think he has it.
No.
He doesn't have that much value for this team in a situation where they need to make sure they spend wisely. And, yeah, honestly, I think when he accepted the deal, I think Bob Nutting, his pants.
Yeah.
He's like, whoops, I offered this guy too much money, and he took it.
Yeah.
I think he wants to go out in front of the press and say, hey, we were in on all these free agents, and just none of them wanted to sign with us. It just goes to show you, man.
They threw a little bit of money to Ozuna. He's like, yeah, actually, yeah, send that this way.
They're like, oh, crap. We probably should have looked at your advanced stats before we agreed to this.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, I think that's what happened, man, because honestly, they're throwing money at players. They're throwing average value at players, and their players are saying no because they know that they don't want to play for a team that's just simply not trying to win.
Yeah.
This team is a way for him to generate revenue, and that's pretty much it. And it's just kind of laughable that, they actually got somebody to sign. And I think Ozuna is going to like it there. It's a beautiful ballpark. It's a great team. Great coaches. It's just your ownership is just doesn't give a shit about baseball.
Right. It's a revenue generation.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Really, really sad. You got anything else?
No, that's what I got on that.
All right. Well, once again, folks, we want to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. As a reminder, folks, this channel did hit 1,000 subscribers. We are still going to be giving the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to y'all. So if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. 5 subscribers are each going to earn $100 each. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that giveaway.
Absolutely. And if you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, just know this is available as a podcast wherever you get your audio.
Absolutely. Best way to support the channel is to subscribe, like the channel. For your boy AJ over there, check out the merch store down below. Best way to support the channel, grab a t-shirt. With all that said, my name is Darren, that is AJ, and this has been an episode of the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.